Hi, thanks for watching my lesson. This one is going to be on a 12-bar blues inspired by the song Born Under a Bad Sign by Albert King. So join me for a close-up and we'll have a look. Thanks. So this rhythm is based off of the song, as I said a minute ago, Born Under a Bad Sign. The reason I've kind of adapted it into a 12-bar is because Born Under a Bad Sign isn't your basic 12-bar structure. It kind of holds on the one chord for a lot longer. Turnaround is a cool, obviously, but not something really transposable to a different key. So this would enable you to use that classic riff and put it into a different key if you wanted to. So what I mean by it holds on the one is it kind of does this, the original that is. Which is fun to play. I recommend learning that song. Plenty of lessons for that song if you want them on YouTube, but that's not what we're doing. We're translating that into your more basic 1-4-5 structure. So 4 bars of the 1 chord, 2 of the 4 chord, and so on. Fairly simple riff. Tricky parts of this song that you got come in before the bar starts. So you kind of come in on the count of 2 and, so it'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Because our one note is a C sharp. This is a C sharp blues, which I probably should have mentioned. So that's our kind of home note, this 4th fret on the A string. The other slightly tricky bits are the chord voicings I'm using. You don't have to do that kind of little strum at the end, but if you wanted to, then the best way to think of the chords we're using is it's C sharp, so our first chord is a C sharp, C sharp 7, and the voicing I'm using is basically the C7 shape coming up. So, and our 2 E strings are both going to be muted, we're not going to be hearing those. So that's the 1 chord, C sharp 7. Our 4 chord is going to be a F sharp 7. But the voicing we're going to be using is more akin to, if you imagine rather than an E7 being played like this, if you played an E chord fully without taking the D string off and put your pinky on the 3rd fret of the B string, that's still an E7, and that's kind of the shape we are imitating up the neck. So rather than that, we're doing that. So because of the fact I've only got 4 fingers, I can't imitate that and get the bar in. But what you can do, a nice way to play a dominant 7 chord further up the neck, is to, again, not worry about the 2 E strings and just hold that shape. So, which is what we're doing for the 4 chord, which is F sharp, and for the 5 chord, which is a G sharp 7. So chord voicings. I'll put the diagrams up, hopefully, so that'll be a bit clearer. You don't even have to play those chord voicings. You don't have to play the chords at all. You could literally just do the riff. So. Depends how comfortable you are. This is one of those songs you kind of build up your ability to play it, I guess. So yeah, so it starts like this. As I said earlier, you come in on it on the and of the 2, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you repeat that, but you change it slightly by going. So first time round, second time round. So first one is 2-4 and then 2-4, 2-4 on the E string, and then 2-4 on the A string, and then 2 on the D string, back to 4 on the A string. Second time round, 2/4 again on the E string. This time we played the second fret on the A string twice, and then play 4 on the A string. So first time, second time, when you're picking the second time through, when you're picking the second fret of the A string twice, you want to kind of mute it in between, give it that staccato effect. I'll do the more advanced sort of little chord voicing bit when you tag that on afterwards, but I'll go through the whole structure first. So that's our one chord, so we're going to repeat all of that process again. So we're then going to shift that down that way, and we're going to play our 4 chord, which is going to be like this. So exactly the same, we've just gone down that way, one string. So we start off with 2/4 on the A string this time, 2/4 on the D string, and that note there is our 4th chord. So it's an F sharp. Remember, we're going to do an F sharp. So 2/4, 2/4 on the A string and D string, 2 on the G string, back to 4 on the D string, and then change the pattern as you would with the 1 chord. So 2/4 on the A string, 2 twice on the D string, and then 4 on the D string. And then we go back to our 1 chord, so we repeat all that pattern again. So let's put all of that together, and we've got we then start our turnaround, so we're going to come to our 5 chord, if you remember, which is the G sharp 7, sorry. So our riff needs to lead us to that G sharp note, which is going to be the 6th fret on the D string. So we're going to go, so that's 4/6 on the A string, 4/6 on the D string, 4 on the G string, back to 6 on the D string, then move to our 4 chord. So we're going to do 2/4 on the A, 2 twice on the D, and then 4 on the D. So we put those two together. And then repeat how we started the song. So the simplified version of this Born Under a Bad style rhythm transformed to a typical 12 bar is as follows. Which is good, it sounds nice, but could get a bit boring. So this is where we bring in more embellishments. Your embellishments are going to be more right hand technique. So the odd down strum with a mute could add to it. Or you can do what I did in the introduction, which is start to bring in these chord voicings we discussed. So the way I would do that for the 1 chord is so So after I've come back to my root note, I'm taking that shape there. I'm holding the voicing as I hit that last note. So I'm ready with the voicing there. I'll just pluck that string, and then I'm going to do a quick up strum and then come down with everything muted. So I'm sounding them as I come up, and as I come down, this is muting and this is lifting off. So this is muting as well. So I tried both ways there, so you can see I went just the down muted and once with the up and then down. For the 4 chord, we need a little bit of finger manipulation, so we'd go. So again, start off using your first and your ring finger, and then when you come back to that root note, we're going to be using our middle finger this time. So that one instead of that one, because that puts us in this voicing we're going to use, which is basically that, but only using the D, G and the B strings. So middle finger holding the 4th fret of the D, first finger holding the 3rd fret of the G, and ring or little finger holding the 5th fret of the B. Which is the same shape we're going to use for our G sharp, our 5 chord, everything's going to come up 2 frets. So and that's what we'll do with our 5 chord as well. Excuse slippery fingers. Yeah, so one more time. So what we're doing there for the 4 chord is 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, and then rather than coming back with a ring finger, we're going to slide up. We're going to just put our middle finger there instead, so that we're ready with this shape. And the same for the 5 chord. So that's the same shape again. And that's it. A more structured 12-bar version of I'll play the blues for you. No, sorry, wrong song. Old video. Born Under a Bad Sign. Yeah, that's it. If you've got any questions, let me know. Hope that all made sense. I guess the other thing to note is you could, if you wanted to, just stick with the 1st chord voicing, this one, and just keep moving up the neck. So which is basically starting on the 2nd fret for the 1 chord, starting on the 7th for the 4 and the 9th for the 5. But I prefer to do it the way I've just shown you originally. So I'll play it one more time, and that'll be it. Should have mentioned also do a little bit of palm muting if you want, very lightly as you're coming in with the riff. Makes it sound a bit funkier. If you want, up to you. And that's it. Yeah, thank you very much. I hope that's helped someone out there, and I'll see you for another. Thanks. Bye.